Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, and community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9.
Welcome to the City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda.
Thanks for joining us for the City Manager's Report. I'm your host, Andy Radig, joined today by your City Manager for the City of Oshkosh, Mark Roloff. Mark, thanks for being here today.
Great to be here, Andy.
Okay, great. Well, we'll talk about some municipal news updates in the first half of the program, and then after a short break, we'll come back and talk about some agenda highlights from the upcoming Tuesday, December 8th Common Council meeting. And that will be shown live on GovTV. So Mark, the first item we're talking about today, some updates relating to COVID. City Hall reopens on Monday, December 7th.
We'll be opening on the 7th. We made a decision that we're in pretty good shape in terms of us being able to serve the public both remotely as well as in person. If you continue to use some of our online services, they are available. We've really honed them down, and I encourage people, if at all possible, use all those services if possible. We've got on our website a listing of all our online services and forms, but we want to make sure that people know that they can come to City Hall if they need some special attention to something. We're very well set up that you can socially distance and have great protection for both you and for our employees, and we're thinking of everybody when we do this, and so we want people to do that. But some services are different, so if you have a question, be sure to call ahead. But we've been operating well with City Hall being closed, but we know during the holiday season there are people who want to maybe get some work done around their house, maybe have a question, they've never gotten a building permit before, and sometimes just doing it online isn't totally comfortable.
They're not quite sure.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable doing it. There are some people, it's tax season, there are some people who absolutely want to pay their taxes in person. While there are many options, we want to respect that ability for people to do it. So we're gonna open back up. We're hoping that we can stay open. And our meetings throughout the month of December, our public meetings will continue to be online. We're not going to have in-person
remote participation.
Yeah, remote participation. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And also just a side note that there is a COVID-19 webpage that is linked to the city's website with complete information from all your different city departments. So if you have questions, you can learn a little bit more at that website. Relating to this somewhat, Mark, is that people can, and we talked about a little bit already, that people can make payments through online services and different things. But I know that one thing that came up recently is that some people noted that utility bills, there's a return address to Palatine, Illinois, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Any info about that?
Well, it's interesting. We've always used, or for many years, we've used Associated Bank. And we saw the opportunity to have them help process these by having it mailed to their processing center. And they do all the processing if it's mailed there. The advantage is it gets immediately put into our account, so there's no float. So it processes it much more efficiently and effectively. But you send it to their processing center, which they've set up in Illinois. Okay. So I know people who are Packers fans don't want to send money to Bears territory. It comes right back to us. Don't worry about that. It's okay. And I know there were some people that were concerned about that, but that's just where Associated Bank has chosen to set it up, and it's fine. It'll be okay.
And that bank is located, is based in Wisconsin.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's really, it's important to point out that there are so many other options for you to pay your utility bill. Right. You don't have to come to City Hall. That is the last one that we show. And right now you have to wear a mask, but you can send it through the mail in that Palatine address. It'll get to us, don't worry. But you can place it in the drop box at City Hall. We have, and this is my favorite, the automatic withdrawal from your checking or savings account.
Very convenient.
It's called ACH, Automatic Clearinghouse. We have a form on our website. Fill it out. Give us a copy of a voided check, and we'll automatically do it. We'll send you the bill and tell you how much is going to get withdrawn on a certain day of the month. It really is easy, and again, it's my preferred favorite. You can also do online at oshkoshbillpay.com. There's a service charge for that, so that's why that's not his favorite to me.
Okay.
So I don't know, but we have to charge. And then, of course, if you absolutely insist on doing it in person, City Hall, we will do that. But masks are going to be required for the time being. Quite honestly, the other 4 options are much better for you anyway. So that's what we encourage.
And then similarly, for other payments.
Well, yeah, there's other billings too, and you can, and the options are pretty much the same.
Right.
You can pay it in person, but why do that when there's so many good options available? You can send your property tax bill in the mail, place it in the Dropbox at City Hall. The billpay.com is there. Community First Credit Union, a great partner. You can go to their lobby and pay the bills there. And then if you insist on doing it, you can do it in person at City Hall. And then we have our general bills as well. And again, similar options are available there, whether it's general billing, parking tickets, and I know nobody's happy when they're paying a parking ticket, but or your pet license. You can either mail it to us, put it in the Dropbox, do the online, or in person. Again, there's so many other non-face-to-face options that are available to you. This is all on our website. We encourage you to take a look at those things because we can accommodate virtually all of your needs. And if you can do it without having to drive all the way to City Hall, pop it in the mail, get it online, make it automatic, it makes your life easier. And isn't that what this is all about?
Well, there are a lot of options available, and folks probably, before COVID, maybe you weren't aware that those things actually were there before too. But
yeah, I think you're right. So we want to make those options. We want to make people aware of them. A lot of these existed for years.
Right.
Maybe you'll make a change of habit with this.
Sure, absolutely. Well, many options available. Check the city's website. Mark, speaking of conveniences, the Oshkosh Public Library now has a carry-out service, and so you can reserve some materials and go and pick them up.
We're still very cautious because of the nature of the library being a place of congregation.
Sure.
And we've been doing curbside service for a very long time, but we realize with cold weather coming, that's not exactly the best option.
Right.
So we're going to allow cardholders to come into the library. They can check out materials they placed on hold. Well, Andy, we got your stuff. Here it is.
Here it is.
It's already checked out.
Right.
You can take it and go. No appointment. All you have to do is use your online account at the library, or just call us at 236-5205. You'll receive a notification when your stuff's ready. You don't even have to wait. We'll tell you when it's ready. We're still doing curbside, but we know that people aren't going to be thrilled about that because of the weather. So come on in and we'll take care of you and get all of your library needs met.
Absolutely. More options available. And, speaking of cold weather and that sort of thing, a new public ice rink is coming around. It used to be over at the Oshkosh Convention Center, but this year it's a new location.
Yeah, even though it was over there at the Convention Center, there's actually a little bit of elevation issues there. So we've identified with the donors from the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation, great partners with this, we identified Roe Park. It's a little more level, and it really looks nice over there. It's between the County Human Services Building and the YMCA, right there on Washington Avenue near Court. It looks like it has fit in for years over there. It's really nice. And then the other great part is that starting January 1st, various sizes of ice skates will be available at the rink on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays from 3 to 7 p.m. Dr. Eric Skate Club is making those available. That's so awesome, Dr. Eric. But look at this, a great family of location activity. Just wear your knee pads if you're not a real good skater. But
that would be me.
That would be me too, Andy. So, but we're so happy to be able to partner with the Community Foundation. This is just a neat facility, and I think wanting to be outdoors, getting some fresh air, especially in the winter, people cooped up. Great idea. Encourage people to do it.
Nice to see that's coming around, and we'll get some updated video as this develops. But it should be a very nice venue coming up this winter. And speaking of colder weather and such, the Oshkosh Fire Department is having their annual food and toy drive this year, and kind of changing the format a little bit this year just because of the COVID-19 and other things. But it'll be coming up. It's already happening.
Yeah, well, we used to drive through the neighborhood. The fire department did. I get to join them every once in a while. It's a lot of fun. It's a wonderful, heartwarming experience. But because of COVID, what we're doing is we're reversing it. We're having drive-through contactless drop-off nights. We've got 2 planned for December 7th from 5:30 to 7:30, and Wednesday, December 9th, 5:30 to 7:30. It's going to be at the Convention Center overflow parking lot just west of Station 15 on CP. You can also, in addition to doing it that night, which, the fun part of going those nights, Mom and Dad, is that Santa will be there to thank everybody for their generosity.
Perfect.
So that's going to be really cool. But if that's not convenient for you, or you want to do it during the day or something like that, you can drop off any donations at any of our 6 fire stations in the city. We've got contactless drop-off bins. You can do it that way. But, the need is still out there in our community.
Right.
And the fire department and their employees. It's really the employees of the fire department are doing this, on their own time. It's just a
Right.
wonderful community service that they provide. And they got all the information on their Facebook page, right, Andy?
And we're seeing it right here, right? All the details are there, and there are several posts also on the Oshkosh Media Facebook page that link back to this. But you can also find out more through the Oshkosh Fire Department website. But definitely a great opportunity. You can also drop off at the local fire stations your food donation or toy gift. So another item relating to public safety is that our Oshkosh Police Department has received kind of a prestigious accreditation.
Yeah, this is a preliminary approval that we've received, that we're in the process of getting reaccredited by the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. And the police department, the police agencies have to show compliance to nearly 500 standards, 484 standards, and really that represents the best in police services.
Okay.
That state-of-the-art things, very modern, progressive practices with police departments. And that's just, that just shows you the standard that's set there. Mm-hmm. But what a lot of people don't know, and I love to brag about it because I'm very proud of the police department, they're only one of about 600 agencies in the entire country that receive this distinction. And in Wisconsin, Oshkosh is the only municipal law enforcement agency to receive this accreditation.
Okay.
The only other police agency is UW-Madison in the state. So we're one of 2 police departments, but we're the only municipal agency in the entire state. I think that's something that we recognize the value of holding ourselves to very high standards, and we're very proud of that. And I think it shows in the conduct of our officers and the satisfaction that our residents tell us in our annual survey. So I'm really pleased and proud to be talking about this today.
And that then really demonstrates the work that the staff over there put in to achieve this.
That's for sure.
Okay. Well, another thing kind of relating to what we were talking about before, we have some holiday service changes with the holidays coming up. So December 24th, city bus service will end a little bit early at 5:15 p.m. And the last trip for Route 10 service to Neenah will be at 3 p.m. and some other things there too, Mark.
Yeah, and Go Transit's offices are going to be closed on December 24th, 25th, and January 1st. But, if you heard all that information, you still want more information, visit ridegotransit.com for more information, and you'll get all that. So just a little note from Go Transit, but we also have some other things.
Also, a couple other things relating to garbage and recycling pickup. There will be no garbage or recycling collection on December 25th or January 1st. And so your Friday pickup, or your if your normal pickup day is Friday, that will be moved to Saturday, December 26th. So
the advantage of that is all that Christmas garbage you have goes out that night and is gone the next day.
That's right.
I got to wait a whole week. I'm Thursday guy, so I got to hold on to all that Christmas stuff for a whole week. So just consider yourself lucky that you get that extra day, everybody.
Okay, that works out pretty well. And then also kind of relating to that too, the city's yard waste drop-off center located at West 3rd Avenue between Idaho Street and Ohio Street will be closed on Thursday the 24th, Friday the 25th, and also on Friday, January 1st. And it will reopen on Monday, December 28th.
And it's real important to point out because now that we're in December, we are now into the winter hours. So the drop-off center is only open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. So just be aware of that. It's no weekend service. Sorry, weekend warriors. You'll have to get it done during the day. Maybe over the holidays you can sneak over there during one of those days.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, Mark, I think that does it for the first half of our show today. And so we will take a short break and come back with some agenda highlights from the upcoming Tuesday, December 8th Common Council meeting. So stay tuned to the City Manager's Report.
It's Molly from the Day by Day Warming Shelter, and if you are able to give this holiday season and would consider giving to Day by Day Warming Shelter, we could really use the following items: 25 new pillows, backpacks, sleeping bags, and men and women's long underwear. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year, and we wish you a blessed holiday season.
We've faced real challenges this year, and the virus continues to spread in our state. But each of us has it in our power to turn things around. We did it on our UW campuses. It's time to mask up, buckle down, wash your hands, maintain social distance. Come on, Wisconsin. Together, we can do this.
And welcome back to the City Manager's Report. I'm Andy Radig here with City Manager Mark Roloff, and talking about the upcoming Tuesday, December 8th Common Council meeting. Mark, the first item that we have is a professional services agreement, and I believe this relates to some old quarries that became landfills?
Yeah, these are areas over the years, probably I would say less enlightened days when we just threw things into a landfill, and now the issue that all landfills experience is landfill gas, and we need to monitor that to make sure that it doesn't cause any damage. Some old timers may recall that in the 70s there was an explosion at one of these sites because the buildup of gas. So what we do is we monitor it year round, and this is the quarries are known as, I believe the first one we're going to show is the Timmerman landfill. This is on the far south side of town near Marvel Manufacturing. This is the former Timmerman landfill. We've been monitoring this for many, many years. And it's got a little hump that if you go over there, it's pretty well hidden, except if you do business over there. But it's a big hump that carries a lot of gas. And then there's also the Keenest Paulus and the Knapp Street quarries, which are all in that area just north and east of Jacob Shapiro School. A lot of people recognize Quarry Park there. That's the one in the middle. The Keenest Paulus is the one on the far southeast side here. That we recently acquired because years ago we put a portion of this, we didn't own the landfill, but we put a portion of our landfill material in there from the city. So we own all of those. The one on the upper left was the one that there was an explosion there in the 70s that caused, I think it brought to a lot of people's attention the need to monitor these. Because we've added the Keenest Paulus landfill, it's gone up this year. We were paying about $90,000 a year to monitor this. Now it's up to $120,000, but it's very necessary, and we as taxpayers have to pay for that, and that's just one of those little things that cost them old things that we have, past sins that we have to continue to be responsible for. And
attention is being paid to it to monitor and to keep it safe.
Absolutely, and we've worked very closely with the neighbors over there because it's nearby residences, and we want to make sure that they're safe as well.
Okay. And then next we have an interagency agreement. Always good to see this collaboration and cooperation between our neighbors here.
Well, we're very proud of the fact that our fire department has a hazmat response team, and we have an agreement as part of our agreement with the state to get some special funding for this, that we will work through all of Winnebago County to respond to hazmat responses. So this is the agreement between the county and the city so that we get that stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we have an item coming up also relating to labor contracts with police and some other different departments.
Yeah, we have 5 different unions, 2 with police, 1 with transit, and 2 with fire. We have both of our police contracts and our transit contract. We've reached 3-year agreements, and so we're bringing them to council to recommend approval. And then along with that, we have a lot of non-represented employees, and we also bring that forward for the council to approve across the board increases across all of our wage scale for non-represented employees. And just so everybody knows, for 2021, that across the board increase is 2.5%. So we want to make sure everybody's aware of that and pretty much be upfront about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And then we also have a resolution for special assessments for various construction coming up.
Yeah, I think it's important to point this one out, not so much for the special assessments, but to just let everybody know the new year's coming on, and this will be one of our major street projects for 2021, and that's the reconstruction of West 9th Avenue, west of Oakwood Road, so just west of where Mercy Hospital is, all the way out to Linden Oaks Drive. And this is going to be a full reconstruction, and what you're seeing here demonstrated is our online capital improvement dashboard that you can look up every city project. So you just click and it gives you all the details. So in this case, it's going to be a concrete street. It's going to be 48 feet wide, curb to back of curb to back of curb. We're going to add sidewalks to this area. That's been identified for many years. So a lot of neat things, plus putting in storm sewer. For those of you who may not be out there too much, those are old ditches from when that was the town of Algoma.
That's right.
We're putting modern storm sewer in there. All that stuff's there. So that's just one of many projects. Yeah, right now we still have a special assessment policy, and we have to do that noticing and everything. But it's a neat project, and we're happy that it's going to get done in 2021.
And that will greatly improve safety in that area, I know for sure. So that's great. Okay, and then another, I think this is sort of an annual thing at this time of year to cancel that last council meeting for December.
Yeah, well, the last council meeting in recent years has been canceled. But there's, even though we won't have a formal city manager's report for that next meeting because there won't be one, this is our opportunity to have our fun top 10 show that we've been doing for several years now. So some of the highlights of 2020, looking forward to that, right, Andy?
Absolutely. We're doing a lot of planning for that, and we have a lot of topics that we can talk about that happened in 2020 that actually are some positive things that happened in 2020, even though maybe 2020 isn't the best year for everybody.
We'll tease you a little bit. It's not all about COVID.
Right.
Let's just put it that way. And we do have a lot to be proud of, and we're going to be talking about that at the show.
Right. That'll be coming up. So stay tuned and watch for that coming up later on in December. Then, Mark, we're looking again at Jackson Street.
Yeah, there, as we've been talking about in recent months, there were actually 2 different studies that were done regarding Jackson Street. One is what's called the Envision North Jackson Plan. That's Jackson Street north of Murdoch all the way up to Highway 41.
Okay.
And as you can see, it was really broken down into 4 different areas and analyzed that way. And we received input about what we would like to see out there. There's some things out there that have been there for years that are kind of, holding us back a little bit. The landfill, the jail, institutions out there. But there's some great opportunities for growth, and we want to make sure that people are aware that we want to develop a plan to make this look good, to create opportunities for housing and commercial development. Not all of this area is actually in the city right now, so it's planning that. A lot of people ask, why aren't there sidewalks out there? A lot of it's still not in the city, so that's one of the reasons we don't do it. So it's really just planning so that we can get all that done.
So you see a mix of a lot of different things happening there.
Oh, absolutely. And so we're trying to put it all together in a long-range plan, and I'm excited to see what happens once we get the plan adopted.
Okay, very good. And then we have some utility rate approvals.
No, we still have the other part of Jackson.
The other
Street.
part.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I jumped ahead.
Yeah, there were actually two parts of the study, Andy.
Okay.
And this is south of Murdoch. This was pretty much initiated by the residents there, and what they wanted to see was a proposed road diet. And so a consultant looked at this and is recommending that can be done, but there are some challenges with that. And so we've had this go through our Bike and Pedestrian Committee, our Plan Commission, our Traffic and Parking Committee, and I know there's a lot of different opinions on this. Staff has looked at the analysis from the consultants. We've talked to the State Department of Transportation because this is considered a highway corridor, an urban highway corridor.
Okay.
We believe this can be done, but there's some limitations from a budget standpoint. We can't get all these things done. So what's being recommended is that we put what's known as a road diet. So make it 3 lanes of traffic, 1 for turning and 1 for each direction of traffic.
Okay.
And then some signboards to remind people to how fast they're going, to slow down.
Right.
These are demonstrated that they'll get the numbers down, and we're hoping to do that. And then the bump outs that are recommended by the consultant, I'm recommending that we hold off on that. That's a pretty high, costly structural thing. We've got a few things going on that I would like to wait a few years. Plus, we don't have sufficient funds budgeted for that. So we'll do the signs, we'll do the painting, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Okay, and that road diet might look similar to Murdoch, maybe.
Murdoch or 9th Avenue, just east of Highway 41.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll be watching for more updates on that. And then we have some utility rate changes.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to dodge that one, Andy, but it's and that always gets people concerned. But the purpose of our utility rate increases is really to make sure that we're funding those capital improvements that we just frankly have to borrow for. So our stormwater utility rate's going up about 7%. On an annual basis, it's about $210 now a year.
Okay.
You're billed on a quarterly basis, so a little bit over $50 a quarter. Our sewer use charges are going up. That varies because there's so many different elements to that one. So, but there's an average increase, 5 to 10% depending on where you're going, maybe as low as 3 in some areas. And then just other rates and charges. Council's asked us to keep an eye on those, make recommendations. Most other fee and charges are not going up. We're doing a comprehensive list and we're identifying the ones that are going up. Nothing major. We're staying on top of these things, so we're not having to do as large an increase because we're keeping track of it and making sure that we do it on a more timely basis, so we're not shocking people with large increases. But the utilities, admittedly, they're sizable, but they're necessary. We still got a lot of work to do with our storm and sanitary sewer improvements.
Okay, and those things cost money. So then we have an exciting item, recognition of a new neighborhood association.
Well, what I really want to point out, this is our 19th neighborhood association we're forming. So
that's great.
We want to congratulate the historic 4th Ward Neighborhood Association. Some people may have heard this in the past before we started doing neighborhood associations, the Near East neighborhood.
Near East.
But the neighborhood said, we want a new name to this. So 4th Ward Neighborhood Association, historic 4th Ward. Generally, south of Irving, east of Jefferson. Real happy that the neighborhood associations, even with COVID going on, these folks got together and said, we want to be part of something, and they're doing virtual meetings, doing everything they can to make sure they still get together. So I want to congratulate them and thank them for creating that. And if you're interested in getting a neighborhood association, please call Alexa or Brandon in our planning services department. Just ask for either one of them. And if you want to form a neighborhood association, they will help you do it.
Okay. Well, I think that's about what we have time for today, Mark. So thank you very much for being here and for sharing all your knowledge with us.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Andy.
Okay, absolutely. Again, that Common Council meeting is coming up on Tuesday, December 8th, and that will be carried live on GovTV at 6 p.m. You can watch it live on Spectrum Channel 10, UVerse Channel 99, streaming on YouTube, and on oshkoshmedia.org. You can also listen to it, if it's most convenient for you, on the radio, which is online also on the TuneIn Radio app, the radio station, Oshkosh FM 101.9. You can also use your favorite streaming device, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and whatever way works best for you. So again, thanks for joining us today. Stay safe and stay well.